So Xavi has recently been appointed as the new manager of FC Barcelona, and I kind of want to give you guys my thoughts and opinions on that, so let's get into this video, shall we? So what can I say about Xavi being appointed as manager of Barcelona? Me personally, I think this could be the right move for Barcelona, just because, Barca recently, them just not being able to, have the same levels of success that they did, 10 years ago. I think that Xavi to Barcelona makes sense, because if you think about it, Xavi is a club legend. He's just won so many trophies at the club. He's a big reason why Barcelona used to be so good. But, the thing you have to also take into consideration is just because somebody is a club manager does not automatically mean they can just single-handedly revive the club with one hand at the snap of a finger. Now, granted, I think that a big reason why Barcelona did this was because they saw what Real Madrid did when they appointed Zidane back in 2016 as the manager of the club, and look what he did with Real Madrid. He led them to a couple of La Liga titles. Well, I think, yeah, a couple of La Liga titles. And obviously, Zidane's biggest accomplishment with Real Madrid was leading them to 3 straight Champions League victories, so that's probably a big reason why Barca chose to appoint their own legend at the club as manager, like how Madrid did with Zidane. But the question you have to ask yourself is, will Xavi's tactics work with Barcelona or no? Because I look at Xavi and what he did with Al Sadd, because he was recently the manager of Al Sadd prior to joining Barcelona, and with Al Sadd, Xavi appeared to do really good with the club. He led them to 7 trophies, so that's obviously another reason why I think Barca hired Xavi as the manager. But the difference between Xavi and Zidane was that Zidane was also part of Real Madrid's other coaching staff, meaning that he was, I think, an assistant coach for Real Madrid before being a full-time manager for them, and Xavi was never like an assistant coach. Anyways, right now, what I think about Xavi going to Barcelona is that I think this could be the right move for them, just because, Xavi, I think, is the best option for Barca, and there was some time and speculation that Xavi was going to be managing Barcelona, and right now it came into fruition as he's been recently hired. So while I have been doing my research about Xavi being the new manager of FC Barcelona, I came across this interesting article on BarcaBloggranes.com, and I want to read it to you people here. So this is how the article is titled here, called "Winners and Losers at Barcelona After Xavi's Appointment. Rules. Beginning, Xavi has certainly laid down the law after arriving back at Barcelona, and not before time, it must be said. For far too long, a perceived holiday camp atmosphere has pervaded with, if rumors are to be believed, favoritism towards certain players, which is kind of true because you look at the Barcelona player wages like Griezmann's and Umtiti's, those wages were just absolutely outrageous, especially I think Coutinho's wages, when Coutinho hasn't really, made a big impact at Barcelona. So I think right now the biggest obligation that Xavi has as manager of FC Barcelona is to just cut down the crazy player wages weekly. That's apparently going to stop immediately, and as a result, the playing field will be leveled. In order to achieve the setup he desires, Xavi is believed to want to implement the following rules. Players must arrive at training for at least an hour and a half early. Staff must arrive at least 2 hours early. Players must eat at the Ciutat Esportiva, if that's how you pronounce its name. Fines will be in place for lateness and will multiply per offense. No arriving home after 12 a.m. within 48 hours of a game. Starting spots awarded completely based on performances and training. There are no guarantees for any players. Risky activities such as surfing are prohibited during the season. Players must represent Barcelona properly, whether they are around the club or away on holiday. And in my personal opinion, maybe these type of rules are going to help install like a discipline at Barcelona, because I feel like in the last couple of years, Barcelona haven't had the proper club discipline. What that will mean for players like Ousmane Dembele in particular is a much more professional way of doing things, often late for training in the early days at the time of his club. It'll be interesting to see how Xavi deals with the Frenchman if his old habits die hard. It's believed that at the club wants to keep Dembele at all costs, but according to the above list, everyone will have to toe the line. Xavi can't set his stall out and then massage the rules to suit. For now, Dembele can certainly consider himself a winner in Xavi's eyes, alongside the likes of Pedri and Frenkie de Jong. Whether Xavi's old colleagues Sergio Busquets, Gerard Piqué, Sergio Roberto, and Jordi Alba will follow him at some point will soon largely depend on the rest of the season. One can't question the professionalism of the quartet, and there's no question they'll follow the rules, but are they actually good enough to keep others out on the side? Can they realistically keep their places for every match, or is Xavi going to have to be brave and promote some more young players to the first team? As we begin to learn if Xavi is the pupil turned master or not, it's clear that will be a largely exciting time again for Coolers, and one which needs to be embraced. So as you can see right there, Xavi, he's not messing about at FC Barcelona. He really wants to get the club into top-tip shape, but first what he needs to do is implement discipline at the club, and it involves players not partying after games and all that stuff, and certainly doesn't help that players arrive to training at FC Barcelona. So of course players need to learn how to arrive to training properly on time and not just screw around and stuff and then just arrive like 20 minutes late. So overall, I personally believe that's a very high probability that Xavi is going to succeed as manager at FC Barcelona if he can have the right timing right now and get the players that can fit his system, and he certainly has the confidence in Pedri and in Dembele. So I think that Xavi is going to have to find a way to utilize them properly, so that Dembele can finally live up to expectations at FC Barcelona. But anyways, ladies and gents, that's the video here, so let me know what you think about this in the comment section below. Drop a like, drop a comment, subscribe, and peace.